The glitz and glamour of Bollywood, one of the world's largest film industries. With its mix of bright colours, exaggerated melodrama and over-the-top dance routines, it's the ultimate form of escapism. Millions watch their idols on the big screen, but for those chasing their own Bollywood dream, the reality can be dark and sleazy.
He started telling me, for an actress, you should be happy to have sex.
Sleep with me, and if you want to do this part.
This is one Bollywood story most are afraid to share.
People don't listen to you if you're nobody. Two, if you're a celebrity and you talk a bit about it, it only becomes a headline.
People are so scared because here, some people are regarded as gods.
Last year, Hollywood had its MeToo moment. Actresses went public, alleging they were sexually harassed and assaulted by producer Harvey Weinstein. It was a moment of reckoning. Women and men came together to call out sexual abuse in America's film industry. But many wondered why here in India, Bollywood didn't follow suit. It's not because there isn't a problem. I've spoken to many in the industry who say that there's a huge issue when it comes to sexual harassment. Every year, thousands of budding actors and actresses head to Mumbai, India's film capital, for their shot at stardom. Often from small villages, they arrive with no contacts and little experience.
A girl from outside is the easiest target, because she doesn't have her family here, and most probably the family must not be supporting as well. So she's come against the wishes of her family, and she's alone and she's looking for work. She needs money.
This 25-year-old aspiring actress told me about a time she met a Bollywood agent 6 years ago. She asked us to conceal her identity and change her voice because she's terrified of speaking out.
This person bluntly told me that, you got to be prepared. You got to be very, very cool and chilled about these kind of things. And you know what? You got to be enjoying these things. And when I say these things, you know what I mean. You got to be very, very okay and comfortable, and it's better to enjoy, He touched me wherever he wanted. He put his hand all over inside my dress. Even when he started removing it, that is when I froze. I didn't know what was happening, and I was really, really young, and I was like too many thoughts in mind. And then I finally told him that, look, I am not good with this, and he stopped, and he said, you know what, if you really want to work in this industry, I don't think so you've got the right attitude.
But she says it happened again, this time when she met a director.
He said, I saw your pictures, I thought you have great assets, but I don't see that right now, so I want to see it. So can you please remove your clothes? And then he started telling me that for an actress, you should be happy to have sex, as and when possible. Embrace your sexuality, use it. This is your biggest weapon, you may say. He just came towards me and he said, come on, remove your clothes. I want to see your assets. And he started doing that. He started removing it. And it's too uncomfortable for me to speak further, but yeah.
Did you ever think of going to the police?
The answer that I got from the police, that personnel, was that they are filmy people. He probably meant that law doesn't apply to, filmy people. They are people from some different world, and it's just okay, fine, it happens.
Why are you afraid to go public with these stories?
If someone speaks up, everybody trashes the girl and say that the girl is publicity hungry. She has no talent and probably has nothing to do, and probably she wants money.
Being asked for sexual favours in return for film roles isn't a new thing. It even has a term, casting couch. But it's the sort of thing which lurks in the background of the film industry. People concede that it happens, but no one wants to be the one to talk about it, let alone deal with it. Usha Jadav's been in the film industry for a decade and won a national award for her role in the film Doug.
Yeah, this is my National Film Award.
She's one of the few actresses who's willing to go public about how she's faced the so-called casting couch.
I think it's time now. We need to come out and talk about our own experiences because, yeah, I faced it, I'm still facing it, and if I can come out and talk about my experiences, maybe others will come too and talk about their experience.
Usha may have won accolades for her work, but she still gets propositioned by directors and says one even threatened her when she refused.
He just said bluntly, okay, see, I like you, you know that, but I need this sexual relation with you, and if you, and I said no, that you are saying no, then I'm not going to cast you in my film. And on the top of that, he cursed me. He said, no, you're not going to get any good roles and nothing good will happen to you, and this and that. And I was like, I don't think you have that much power.
Most of Bollywood's big names have stayed silent on the issue of harassment, but Radhika Apte is one who is speaking out. A sought-after leading lady, she's also faced unwanted advances. This year, she scored her biggest hit in the blockbuster Padman alongside Akshay Kumar. The film was on the unconventional topic of access to sanitary products. Both on and off screen, Radhika is a champion for women's rights.
I have started talking about it openly, but to be very honest with you, I do empathize with all those people who are very scared to talk about things. So people are so scared because here, some people are regarded as gods. They're so powerful that people just don't think that my voice is going to matter, or people don't think that if I speak, probably my career is going to get ruined. In other countries, some of the countries, if you want to be an actor or you want to be a part of the film industry, there's a process. You study, you work towards it, and there's a lot to do with your talent and where you come from, what you've studied, and they pick you up from that school, or, you know. Here, it doesn't work like that. We did not have a system. So everything was based on how are your personal contacts, how's your social conduct, or how do you present yourself, or how do you look, or what are you ready to do. And unfortunately, in our country, Bollywood is regarded as this massive, glorious, glamorous thing that everybody wants to be a part of, and it's not being demystified yet.
When you saw Hollywood and that MeToo moment that happened, what were you thinking here in Bollywood?
The way the women, and the men of course, came together and decided that as a team we are not going to let this happen. I wish that could happen here.
Kalki Koechlin is the other big-name actress who's broken her silence and talked to us about harassment.
There is conflict and confusion in our minds.
In the past, she's talked openly about how she was abused as a child and empathises with the young actresses who are scared to share their own Bollywood horror stories.
One, people don't listen to you if you're nobody. Two, if you're a celebrity and you talk a bit about it, it only becomes a headline, a shocking headline, and not really content about what's happening to everybody, but only about that particular celebrity. Plus, you're dealing with hundreds of people then throwing their opinions at you, and it can really shake a person emotionally. So it is a very difficult step to take.
In Indian society, there are limitations.
But for any real dialogue to happen, Kalki also believes that men need to get on board.
Abuse of power, I think it's also about that, because women and men get sexually harassed. It's not only women. And it's really important to recognize that this is not a gender battle, women against men. This is a battle against power and against the idea that once you get to a powerful position, you can do whatever you want.
Farhan Akhtar is an actor, director and singer who comes from a well-known film family. His mother is actress and screenwriter Hani Irani. His father, the lyricist Javed Akhtar.
7.2% of women between...
As the founder of the Men Against Discrimination and Rape campaign, Farhan Akhtar is one of the few men in the industry willing to speak out.
Because we are Men Against Rape and Discrimination. It's a very difficult industry to break into. So I can completely understand that there would be people who are out there just waiting to take advantage of people as and when they can. And it's an unfortunate reality. Hopefully it will change, and it'll only change through people, I guess, women speaking up, some amount of shaming happening, I guess, that'll put some fear into people's hearts. And yeah, so I mean, I would just trust the women when they say that it exists. I absolutely agree.
At what point do you think there will be a tipping point where Bollywood has its Me Too moment?
You know, I think it's on its way already. I feel there's enough awareness. There's enough dialogue, there's enough, apart from just social awareness, I think there's enough awareness that, at least from all the people that we speak to, collaborate with, if there has to be some kind of a revolution and a change, there has to be courage behind it. I mean, there's no other way of doing it, you know, so it's difficult to force someone to do something. It's very easy to just tell somebody else, why don't you go ahead and do it? You know, but the fact is that I do believe that if people and if women do speak out, that they will find people to support them and stand behind them and stand with them. That will happen. So I just feel it's a matter of time.
Many say things won't change as long as Bollywood remains a male-dominated industry, where on-screen portrayals of women feed into the sexist culture.